In the vastness of the galaxy, the Galactic Council stood as a beacon of unity among countless civilizations, each contributing to a tapestry of peace and progress. This coalition, composed of sentient species from across the stars, was founded on mutual respect and cooperation. However, the Council also operated under a stringent set of rules, enforced to maintain order and prevent conflicts. These regulations were meant to foster harmony, yet they often stifled individuality and cultural expressions, breeding resentment among those who felt marginalized. Humanity, despite its relatively recent arrival on the galactic stage, had made significant strides in technological advancements and interstellar diplomacy. Their ingenuity had led to breakthroughs in propulsion systems and artificial intelligence, capturing the attention of Council members. However, the initial fascination quickly turned to suspicion. The aggressive expansion of human colonies and their penchant for resource exploitation began to paint them as a potential threat. As humans reached out to explore new worlds, their actions sometimes mirrored the darker histories of their past: colonization and conquest. The turning point came during a diplomatic summit, where tensions flared over resource allocations on a disputed planet. A misunderstanding escalated into a confrontation, leading to chaos that resulted in the destruction of an alien vessel. The incident sent shockwaves through the Council. Fearing that humanity could spiral into militaristic tendencies, Council members convened to deliberate their response. Amid heated debates, some argued for a chance at redemption, while others insisted on a swift and decisive action to prevent future incidents. In a historic vote, humanity was expelled from the Galactic Council. The decision was framed as a necessity for the greater good, a way to safeguard the fragile peace that had been established. The Council's leadership issued a public statement, portraying the exile as a protective measure against the species that had failed to uphold the values of cooperation and respect. The news reverberated through human colonies, igniting a spectrum of reactions. Some rallied in protest, feeling betrayed by the Council that had once welcomed them. Others felt a sense of shame, believing that humanity's darker impulses had finally caught up with them. In the immediate aftermath, the effects of exile became painfully evident. Trade routes were severed, and economic stagnation ensued. Isolated from the wealth of resources and knowledge that the Council provided, humanity faced dire challenges. Factions emerged, some advocating for renewed efforts to regain a foothold in the Council, while others embraced a more isolationist approach. Extremist groups arose, viewing the Council's decision as an affront to human dignity, fueling a dangerous ideology of revenge against those who had cast them out. As despair settled over the colonies, a shift began to occur within human society. Small, resilient communities emerged, prioritizing self-sufficiency and innovation. While many languished in grief over their lost place among the stars, others took to the void, seeking to forge new paths. Underground networks formed to explore alliances with other outcast species, driven by the belief that strength lay in unity. The desire to reclaim their status within the Council transformed into a quest for a renewed identity, one that would honor the lessons learned from their exile. Amidst this turmoil, a dedicated group of individuals, including former diplomats, scientists, and military personnel, began to gather. They understood that humanity's redemption could not rely solely on nostalgia or anger. It would require a shift in perspective. Embracing a vision of cooperation, they set out to rebuild humanity's reputation from the ground up. They recognized that to return to the Council, they would need to demonstrate their capacity for diplomacy, technological advancement, and the pursuit of peace. As whispers of a potential human warship in development spread throughout the colonies, hope began to flicker. The project, shrouded in secrecy, promised to integrate humanity's finest technological achievements with lessons learned from their previous mistakes. With every passing day, anticipation grew. Would this warship serve as humanity's ticket back into the fold of the Galactic Council? Or would it become another tool for aggression, reinforcing the Council's worst fears? Humanity stood at a crossroads, grappling with the consequences of their actions. The challenges they faced were monumental, but within the heart of every human lay the indomitable spirit that had driven them to explore the stars in the first place. It was a spirit rooted in resilience, capable of rising from the ashes of despair. As they navigated this new reality, they were determined to redefine what it meant to be human in a galaxy that had turned its back on them. With the warship nearing completion, excitement surged through the ranks of those who had dedicated their lives to its creation. They envisioned a future where humans could once again take their rightful place among the stars, but this time, armed with the wisdom that only comes from overcoming adversity. The message was clear: they would not be defined by their past failures but rather by their ability to learn, adapt, and grow. As they prepared for the challenges that lay ahead, a collective understanding took root among the human populace. Their journey toward redemption would not be an easy one, but it was a path worth traversing. Each person carried the weight of their history, yet they also bore the light of hope for a brighter future. The Galactic Council had cast them out, but humanity was not finished. The story was far from over. It was only just beginning. As the human warship emerged from its hidden dock, a sense of purpose filled the air. Its sleek design and advanced technology stood in stark contrast to the outdated vessels that had once defined human exploration. This was not just another ship, it was a symbol of resilience, a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit, and a harbinger of their quest for redemption. On board, the crew, composed of diverse experts from various backgrounds, prepared for their mission to gather intelligence on the Galactic Council and assess humanity's chances for reinstatement. The crew had spent years developing this warship, integrating the best technological advancements, while ensuring that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. They understood the need for restraint and diplomacy, and their mission was fueled by a desire to re-establish a foothold among the stars, not through aggression, but through innovation and collaboration. As the ship entered the vast expanse of space, they set their course toward the heart of the Council's territories. Navigating through the fringes of Council space, the crew monitored interstellar communications, gathering crucial intel about the political climate and the ongoing relationships among Council members. They identified sympathetic factions, those who had expressed doubts about humanity's expulsion. These factions, composed of species who had once benefited from human ingenuity, provided a glimmer of hope. Through covert communications, the crew initiated contact, hoping to foster alliances that could lend credence to their mission. However, they soon encountered resistance. Many council members remained entrenched in their views, influenced by the events leading to humanity's exile. The crew recognized that their return would not be welcomed with open arms. Instead, they would face skepticism and hostility. The council had painted humanity as a threat, and it would take more than mere words to alter that perception. They needed to showcase humanity's strengths, their ability to innovate, and their commitment to peace. To demonstrate this commitment, the crew decided to undertake a series of missions that would exemplify human ingenuity. They began by intercepting distress signals from nearby systems where disasters had struck. Each mission became an opportunity to showcase their advanced technology and humanitarian approach. Whether it was aiding a civilization facing a catastrophic natural event or mediating a conflict between warring factions, the crew worked tirelessly to prove that humanity was a force for good. As they traveled from system to system, their reputation began to shift. News of their interventions spread, reaching the council members who had once deemed humanity a threat. With each successful mission, they chipped away at the prevailing narrative, creating a ripple effect that encouraged other species to reconsider their stance on humanity. They showcased advanced engineering solutions, medical advancements, and sustainable technologies that could benefit the galaxy. The warship became a mobile ambassador, redefining humanity's narrative one mission at a time. During their journey, they faced challenges that tested their resolve. Encountering a hostile faction that sought to capitalize on humanity's vulnerable position, the crew found themselves in precarious situations. Rather than resorting to violence, they employed tactics rooted in negotiation and strategy. By leveraging their technological prowess, they outsmarted their adversaries, showcasing that humanity could rise above brute force. These encounters strengthened their unity as a crew, solidifying their commitment to their mission. As they continued their operations, a pivotal moment approached, a chance for a high-stakes negotiation with a prominent council member who had been skeptical but intrigued by humanity's actions. The crew prepared meticulously, crafting a presentation that highlighted their achievements while addressing the fears and concerns that had led to their expulsion. They knew that this meeting could be a turning point in their efforts to reintegrate into the Galactic Council. Tension filled the ship as they approached the designated meeting location, a neutral zone revered for its diplomatic significance. The crew was determined to present a united front, showcasing not only their technological advancements, but also their deep understanding of cooperation and mutual benefit. They understood that to regain a place in the Council, they would need to convince others that humanity had evolved, learning from past mistakes and ready to contribute positively to the galaxy. Upon arrival, they were met with a mixed reception. Some representatives expressed interest in their accomplishments, eager to hear what humanity had to offer. Others remained skeptical, voicing concerns over the potential for future conflicts. The crew listened intently, understanding that overcoming prejudice would require patience and empathy. They answered questions with transparency, emphasizing their commitment to peaceful collaboration. During the negotiations, tensions flared. An unexpected challenge arose when a council member attempted to undermine humanity's achievements, arguing that their interventions were self-serving and manipulative. The crew remained composed, responding with examples of their altruism and the lives they had saved. They emphasized their dedication to mutual respect and understanding, aiming to prove that humanity was not the threat it had once been perceived to be. As discussions progressed, a breakthrough occurred. A member of the council, who had previously been staunchly opposed to humanity's return, began to recognize the shift in perspective among other members. This council member, swayed by the crew's evidence and sincerity, began to advocate for a more nuanced view of humanity. The tide began to turn as the crew engaged in a dialogue that highlighted the potential for collaboration rather than conflict. Amid the negotiation, the crew realized that the battle for acceptance was not solely about proving their technological capabilities. It was also about rebuilding trust and fostering genuine relationships. They understood that the warship symbolized more than just a vessel of power. It represented humanity's hope for a new beginning. As they navigated through complex political dynamics, they remained steadfast in their belief that redemption was within reach. With the negotiations still ongoing, the crew left the meeting feeling a mix of optimism and apprehension. They had made significant strides, but the path ahead remained uncertain. They understood that they would need to continue proving their worth and demonstrating their commitment to peace and cooperation. As the warship continued its journey through the stars, the crew prepared for the next steps in their quest to reintegrate humanity into the Galactic Council, determined to show that their exile had only strengthened their resolve to be a positive force in the galaxy. As negotiations progressed, the crew of the warship found themselves at a crucial juncture. The Galactic Council had issued an ultimatum. Humanity would need to prove its worth through a test that would determine its suitability for reintegration. The parameters of the test were clear. Humanity was tasked with responding to a significant crisis that threatened one of the Council's member species. The stakes were high, as failure could seal humanity's fate as perpetual outcasts. The crisis involved a rogue asteroid belt threatening a vital trade route used by several civilizations within the Council. If the asteroids were not redirected, the ensuing destruction would not only devastate the region but also impact the delicate economic balance among the Council members. The crew recognized the gravity of this situation and understood that their success could pave the way for humanity's redemption or lead to further alienation. Strategizing became their top priority. They gathered all available data on the asteroid belt, analyzing its trajectory and potential impact. The crew combined their technological expertise, examining propulsion systems, deflection methods, and innovative solutions that could redirect the asteroids safely. As they worked tirelessly, each member brought their unique skills to the table, fostering a collaborative environment rooted in determination and ingenuity. Amidst the preparations, the crew encountered obstacles. Some council members openly doubted humanity's ability to handle such a significant task, citing their historical failures. Despite this skepticism, the crew remained focused, refusing to let past mistakes overshadow their current resolve. They communicated their plans to the Council, emphasizing the importance of cooperation and the necessity of working alongside other species to achieve a common goal. With a coalition of allied species, they coordinated a plan of action. The crew reached out to engineering teams from sympathetic factions within the Council, pooling resources and expertise. This collaboration not only enhanced their capabilities but also demonstrated humanity's willingness to unite with others for the greater good. As the clock ticked down, they prepared to launch their operation. The day of execution arrived, and the atmosphere on board the warship was a blend of anticipation and anxiety. They initiated the first phase of their plan, deploying drones equipped with advanced deflection technology to survey the asteroid belt. The drones transmitted real-time data back to the ship, revealing the precise size and composition of the asteroids. This information allowed them to fine-tune their strategy, adjusting parameters to maximize effectiveness while minimizing risks. As they engaged in the operation, they faced immediate challenges. The asteroids were larger and more numerous than initially estimated. Midway through the operation, one of the drones encountered a catastrophic failure, jeopardizing the entire mission. Quick-thinking crew members devised an alternative plan, repurposing the warship's laser systems to provide additional support. They recalibrated the ship's weapons to emit focused energy beams, intended to nudge the asteroids off their collision course without causing further fragmentation. With the new plan in motion, the crew worked in unison, their focus unyielding. As the warship maneuvered into position, the crew members monitored every adjustment, ensuring precision in their actions. Tension mounted as the moment of truth approached, and the fate of the trade route, and humanity's future, hung in the balance. As they initiated the laser firing sequence, the crew held their breath. The first beam struck an asteroid, creating a ripple effect as it nudged the massive rock off course. Cheers erupted on board, but the mission was far from over. The crew needed to maintain focus and continue their efforts, carefully adjusting the beam intensity to account for the varying densities of the asteroids. With each successful deflection, hope surged among the crew. They began to realize that this operation was more than just a test. It was an opportunity to showcase their evolution as a species. Their dedication to cooperation and innovation began to resonate with the Council members monitoring the situation. As the crew continued their relentless efforts, they could feel the tides of perception shifting in their favor. However, their mission was still fraught with danger. A sudden surge of gravitational pull from a nearby celestial body disrupted their calculations, sending several asteroids into a chaotic trajectory. The crew quickly adapted, employing last-minute maneuvers to recalibrate their laser systems. They communicated swiftly, relying on trust and understanding built during their arduous preparations. In a dramatic twist, a coalition of allied ships joined the effort, responding to the warship's distress signals. This unprecedented collaboration showcased the strength of their newfound alliances, reinforcing the idea that humanity was not alone in its quest for redemption. With reinforcements at their side, they pooled resources and knowledge, optimizing their strategies to tackle the remaining asteroids. As the operation progressed, the Council members watched with bated breath. The tide of public opinion within the Council began to shift, as species that had once condemned humanity now expressed admiration for their resourcefulness and determination. The operation had become a symbol of hope, illustrating the potential for collaboration in the face of adversity. Finally, after hours of intense coordination, the last asteroid was successfully redirected, clearing the trade route and averting catastrophe. The crew erupted into cheers, a mix of relief and exhilaration washing over them. They had not only completed the mission but had also set a precedent for future collaboration among diverse species. In the aftermath, the crew gathered for a debriefing. They reflected on the challenges they had faced and the lessons learned throughout the operation. It was a moment of triumph, but they understood that the journey was not yet complete. The road to reintegration was still long, but they had demonstrated humanity's capacity for cooperation, innovation, and resilience. The crew's success resonated throughout the galaxy, and as news spread, the Galactic Council began to reconsider its stance on humanity. Their performance had become a pivotal moment, a testament to what was possible when beings united for a common cause. With renewed determination, the crew set their sights on the next steps, prepared to navigate the complex political landscape that lay ahead. This operation had not only been a test of capabilities but also a critical turning point in humanity's journey. They had proven that they could rise to the occasion, adapt to challenges, and work alongside others for the greater good. As they prepared for the next phase of their mission, the crew carried with them the lessons learned and the hope that their efforts would lead to a brighter future for humanity among the stars. Following the successful deflection of the asteroid threat, humanity's standing within the Galactic Council began to shift. The crew of the warship, now viewed as heroes, returned to the Council's central meeting place, ready to negotiate their reinstatement. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation and skepticism. Representatives from various species gathered, their opinions about humanity ranging from cautious optimism to deep-rooted distrust. The crew understood that their recent success had opened a door, but they were still tasked with proving that they had truly changed. The Council convened an emergency session to discuss the implications of humanity's actions. The crew prepared meticulously, gathering data, testimonies, and evidence of their ongoing humanitarian efforts. They understood that they needed to present a comprehensive case for their reinstatement. It was crucial not only to demonstrate their technological advancements but also to emphasize their commitment to collaboration and the welfare of the galaxy. As the day of the hearing approached, the crew found themselves in the eye of a storm. Debates raged among council members regarding humanity's role. Some factions praised the crew's recent endeavors, recognizing the potential for humanity to contribute positively to interstellar cooperation. Others, however, remained deeply skeptical, unwilling to overlook the past. They voiced concerns about humanity's aggressive tendencies and questioned whether the recent mission was merely a facade for their true nature. The hearing commenced, and the crew took center stage, their hearts pounding. They began by recounting the events leading up to their exile, acknowledging their past mistakes with humility. They emphasized the lessons learned during their time away from the Council, highlighting their evolution as a species dedicated to fostering peace and mutual respect. With each word, they sought to dismantle the narrative that had painted humanity as a threat. Throughout the session, representatives asked probing questions. Some challenged the crew, suggesting that their motivations for aiding other species were rooted in self-interest rather than genuine altruism. The crew responded thoughtfully, sharing stories of their missions and the lives they had saved. They spoke of the coalition formed during the asteroid crisis, illustrating the power of collaboration in overcoming challenges. The crew reiterated that humanity's journey was not solely about reclaiming a seat at the Council, but about becoming a responsible member of the interstellar community. As discussions unfolded, the tide began to shift. Support for humanity grew among the factions that had witnessed the crew's transformation. These representatives spoke passionately about the potential benefits of welcoming humanity back into the fold. They argued that denying humanity a second chance would only stifle innovation and hinder progress for the galaxy as a whole. Their voices resonated with many, emphasizing that humanity's ingenuity and resilience could serve as valuable assets in the pursuit of unity. The atmosphere in the chamber began to change. Skeptics were faced with the undeniable evidence of humanity's recent achievements. One council member, known for their advocacy for interspecies collaboration, proposed a bold idea. Rather than reinstating humanity outright, why not establish a probationary period? This approach would allow humanity to demonstrate its commitment to the Council's principles while gradually rebuilding trust. The proposal sparked intense debate, but it offered a glimmer of hope. The crew seized this opportunity to outline their vision for the probationary period. They proposed initiatives focused on humanitarian efforts, scientific collaboration, and cultural exchange programs. The crew emphasized that they would work alongside other species, contributing resources and knowledge to foster a spirit of cooperation. This proposal resonated with many council members who were eager to see humanity put its words into action. As the session progressed, the crew remained focused on their mission. They understood that the road to acceptance would be paved with diligence and transparency. They expressed their commitment to upholding the values of the Galactic Council and working tirelessly to earn the trust of their peers. The crew's resolve became palpable as they articulated their vision for a future defined by collaboration rather than conflict. In a climactic moment, the Council voted on the proposal for a probationary period. Tension hung in the air as the members cast their votes. The results were tallied, and the room erupted in a mixture of cheers and murmurs of discontent. Humanity had been granted a second chance, a probationary period of 5 years during which they would need to prove their dedication to the principles of the Galactic Council. As the news broke, the crew felt a rush of emotions. They had achieved what many deemed impossible, a chance to redeem themselves. However, they understood that this was just the beginning. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, and they would need to navigate the complexities of interspecies relations while striving to uphold their commitments. In the aftermath of the hearing, the crew gathered to discuss their next steps. They were acutely aware that actions spoke louder than words. To succeed in their probationary period, they needed to demonstrate their commitment through concrete actions. The crew divided into specialized teams, each tasked with specific initiatives aimed at fostering goodwill and collaboration among the council members. One team focused on humanitarian efforts, organizing relief missions to support species affected by recent crises. They coordinated with various factions, pooling resources and expertise to maximize their impact. The crew understood that these missions would not only aid those in need but also serve as a testament to humanity's commitment to the principles of compassion and cooperation. Another team dedicated itself to scientific collaboration, reaching out to other species to share knowledge and technology. They organized workshops and conferences, fostering an environment where innovation could flourish. By showcasing humanity's advancements while learning from others, they aimed to build bridges and dismantle barriers of distrust. Meanwhile, cultural exchange programs became a priority for yet another team. They recognized the importance of understanding and appreciating the diverse cultures within the Council. The crew initiated events that celebrated interspecies art, music, and traditions, creating opportunities for meaningful connections and fostering empathy among different civilizations. As the months passed, humanity's efforts bore fruit. The Council members began to witness the sincerity of their actions. The humanitarian missions garnered widespread acclaim, showcasing humanity's capacity for empathy and support. Scientific collaborations led to groundbreaking advancements, demonstrating that unity could drive progress in ways previously unimagined. Cultural exchanges enriched the tapestry of interstellar relations, promoting mutual respect and understanding. Yet, challenges persisted. Skeptical factions continued to voice concerns, and there were instances of hostility from extremists who resisted change. The crew remained vigilant, committed to addressing these issues head-on. They engaged in open dialogues with dissenting voices, seeking common ground and working to foster understanding. As the end of the probationary period approached, the crew felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. They had accomplished much, but the final evaluation awaited them. Council members would review humanity's actions and determine if they were ready for full reinstatement. The crew understood that this moment would not solely hinge on their achievements, but also on the relationships they had forged and the trust they had rebuilt. In the weeks leading to the evaluation, the crew continued their efforts, pouring their hearts into every initiative. They knew that this was not just about gaining acceptance, it was about transforming humanity's legacy and paving the way for future generations. As they stood on the precipice of a new chapter, they remained committed to their mission, a mission driven by the belief that humanity could contribute positively to the galaxy and inspire change among its inhabitants.